Sadly, I am not a tidy person. Whenever I say this, people always message me and say, but Jane, if you just put things away after you'd used them, everything would be tidy. And the thing is, I know that. I really do know that. But I've never been tidy. And I'm actually like thing 1 and thing 2 in The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. Everywhere I go, there is this kind of trail of half-finished things. I would make a really, really bad criminal. So I'm going to take you into the studio and I'm going to show you all of the mess, and you can see quite how bad the situation is that we're starting with. Okay, so this is the first room that I have. I have 2 rooms in the studio, and this is the first one. And originally this used to be kind of like the office, but now it is officially the dispatch room. But you can see everywhere, every surface has mess on it. Look at this, the floor is terrible. This should look all nice, but actually I've managed to put rubbish all over it. This is where I keep all of the boxes and the sugar paper that I wrap in, all of that kind of thing. And then, you know, we've got nice touches, which is probably what you've seen on Instagram. And then this wall of mess. Look at what an amazing space this is if we just take the kind of bare bones of it. So this is where I do my drawings. You can see my camera thing is set up there with natural light and some fabric over the window. But look at the mess. And then round here, look at all of the mess. Every single surface is covered. Boxes are open. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible state. Look at that. That is just appalling. So one of the things that I want to get from this transformation of my studio is a better flow. Everywhere else in my life, I decide what I want to do, and then I set about really, really intentionally making it as easy as possible to do that thing. Here, what I'm wanting to do is to be able to continue to make YouTube videos. A year ago, I made the commitment to myself that for a year, I would regularly film and upload little films, and I was aiming for 100 within the year. And that's what I did. You know, some of them are, you know, a minute long, but there are 100 there now. And that has taught me, well, it's taught me a lot about filmmaking and about editing and all of those kinds of things. But the real transformation has been in the way that I see myself and the way that I feel I can share things. But I have to be realistic. YouTube, making films for YouTube, is not the way that I make my living. I make my living by creating art and by running the studio club, creating courses for that, running a community and a forum, and having people come along with me on that. It's not YouTube. But I really want to continue doing YouTube. So I have to make this space into something where in my day-to-day life, without it impinging too much, I can continue to share what goes on in my studio, how I do things, all that kind of thing. So there are a couple of problems with this space. One is that it is really, really dark. The windows are very small, they're reclaimed, as everything is in here. And from really the end of October until the end of March, we do not get enough light to film all the time. So I have a very short window time. So part of this is going to be about making use of all of the natural light that is in here. Because I do have studio lights, but if I'm setting them up to try and get more light so I can film, that's just a hassle. It takes time, it takes space. I put them up, I don't take them down because I'm rushing on to the next thing. So part of this is going to be all about light. The other issue that I have with this space and YouTube is that we're on a slope. I don't know, about 8 or 10 years ago, there was even more rain than normal here. And we had a landslip in the wood that is just over there. And as part of that, the whole of the studio went onto a slope. Had a cracked window and seemingly it's fine. Seemingly structurally it's fine. I'm not going to disappear down into the river. But it does mean that I have above me here a slope. Now, that pin board is level. When Ewan put it up for me, he made it level. But clearly, the ceiling line is not. And this has meant that every time I have been filming, because it's much easier to film in the long axis of the studio, I have to crop it in, otherwise it looks as though I'm a little bit drunk. So I'm going to see if I can just move everything round by 90 degrees. Use the nice window light that we do have here, which is the best light in the space. Create a really nice backdrop that isn't that messy shelves, and see whether I can have something where the creation of films and the sharing of what I do is done in as intentional and easy and flowing way as possible. So here you see the problem that I have, and over the next week I'm going to be measuring up, making decisions. My mum has a really nice haberdasher's kind of counter, no, not counter, store maybe, from the 1960s, 70s. She's going to give me that, which will hopefully organise some of the really small things I have. And Ewan has promised to build me as many shelves as I want. So until the next video, I'll be making plans, and I'll see you then.